Hello and welcome back to Terra Invicta. The last episode we saved Earth from invasion with our giant wall of death here, Alpha 144. And in this episode, our main goal, to be honest, will be to continue building up the wall. We have more ships on the way, including support ships, the troop carriers and the colony ships, which is the J-class, as well as some Q-class ships, which are laser ships, which will hopefully help the fleet in dealing that final blow after the plasma has demolished all the armor. The lasers should be able to finish off the ships. At least that's the plan. We're going to try and go for a bit of a mix laser and plasma. I believe that makes sense. Laser's more about damage, but plasma can really just shred a ship down much faster than laser can. The combination of the two should work. On Earth, more or less nothing happened last episode. It was not an Earth-based episode. We did start doing government score on China, and it's going very, very slowly. That's just because, look, each point of government score here is giving 0.002. Here in Europe, it's 0.005, and that's just because of the population of Pan-Asia. I believe it just makes it takes so much longer. But it's still worth doing. I mean, the science of Pan-Asia is up to 1.8. You know, most of this campaign it's been at about 1.2, 1.1. I know a lot of that is from the knowledge, but if we can just keep going with this government score, get it up to a high number, should be really, really good. It has that bonus, not only that bonus, but of course the cohesion. When you're democracy, it kind of puts it at a middle ground of 5. We're not doing this all kind of jumping around, and it'd be nice if we can get it exactly at a 5. In America, we are currently doing welfare and mission control. We're nearly capped on mission control, but we need to make sure this cohesion gets to the state it needs to actually be at. 4.2 is just, yeah, we want 5 for the science and just to stop unrest. I mean, the rest value is 1.7, so if we actually have unrest, that's pretty bad. So we need to sort that out. Europe's cohesion is actually too high, which is why we haven't been doing welfare. We've actually more been focusing on government score, which should then drop the cohesion, because remember, government score of 10 pushes cohesion towards 5, which is the ultimate value for science. If you're wondering why I've been doing that, I think I explained that in a previous video. But the closer cohesion is to 5, the more science you get. Cohesion is higher than 5, sure, you'll have no unrest, no negative things like that, but your science will be bad. If it's lower than 5, not only do you have bad science, you have a bunch of other bad effects as well. So high cohesion is better than low cohesion, but 5 is the ultimate what you're aiming for. Democracies push it towards 5. Really low government scores push it towards as high as possible, which is what we don't want. So that's one of the reasons why we want democratized China. It will really, really help our research. Now we're losing a huge amount of economy. Now if you look at like China, for example, 31 day per capita GDP change, minus 42. We look at America, it's 79. That's almost like after a month and a bit, we'll lose 100 GDP. Like this basically means that in a year we'll be down to 39 with the US. It's insane, the GDP loss right now, and that's largely because of climate change's effect. Basically, we're currently at, if we look at the carbon dioxide, the amount in it, the safe number, all of this leads to a total temperature increase of plus 2.3, which leads to a GDP impact of 2% every year. So every year, every nation on Earth loses 2% GDP. That is really bad. And in order to counter it, we need to actually do the environment priority, which is just something I really haven't been focusing on. But because of how we looked at it in previous episodes, the higher... So your sustainability is what produces it. Basically, your sustainability in your economy produces the greenhouse gases. If we want to make sure that we get sustainability up, the higher your sustainability score is, the easier it is to go higher. So we need sustainability 10 to start to reduce it, of which we need techs. But with the sustainability cap here of 3.439, which appears to be the cap, well, the cap is 3.54. That's close enough. If we start working on an environment now, that should help get towards our cap. We've just been kind of busy with other stuff, but I would like to start doing that, especially as we're getting close to various techs. I mean, if we look at the tech tree, after this, we can actually do clean energy because we need arrival international development, which we have, and then this fusion, and that's it. Really old tech, like all the way back here it needs for some reason. But yeah, this will increase the best sustainability value. Seems really, really good. Because it is, to be honest, our countries are producing most of the global warming right now. Like China's its massive economy, 0.693. America's only on a 1.32. Russia's economy is tiny, so even though it has a terrible sustainability score, it's not really responsible, and a lot of the AI countries have all kind of fixed it all up already. It's mainly us that are lacking. So, yeah, let's try and catch up a little bit. And if we do that now, hopefully by the time we actually unlock techs, like clean energy, or the other one that we were looking at was designer life forms, which gives bonuses here. Hopefully those will be closer to a value of like 3.54, so that then we can kind of snowball those into it. And the thing is with the global warming in a way is this game's way of like sorting out all the stats here so that the world doesn't just get better and better and better, right? Because in the game, as you're buffing stuff, your countries get better. But they kind of want to keep it realistic where things also get worse unless you actively invest into them. Global warming in a way is this game's way of having the economies of nations not get absolutely insane. When you get rid of global warming, there is basically nothing that's stopping not only your country's economy, but all the AIs as well, just going absolutely skyrocketing. Which is why when it goes, it's just so good. So that's really, really what we want to be doing. I mean, right now we don't really want to be boosting our economy, but later on we will. And if global warming's gone, it just makes it so much better. So yeah, let's start working on that. It used to be a lot easier to get rid of global warming because it used to just be a passive part of welfare. So once you got the techs, you just reduce it automatically, basically. But it's a lot more complicated now. So let's actually try and do it. We also found this alien, and we're failing to investigate them, but we'll continue to investigate. In the last episode in Beijing, and yeah, let us. Oh, another thing was in the last episode is I got a comment about Flag Bridge, which is a module. This one, Flag Bridge, a fleet coordination center. Reduces mission control costs for the fleet by 20 success. Only one ship per fleet may provide this bonus. We should definitely get a ship in our fleet with this bonus. Now I was thinking of putting it on like the combat ships, for example, like the Q blocks, right? If we look at the Q blocks, what do we remove? Well, if we remove one of these, it will make the whole fleet slower. We can't do that. If we remove this doesn't have the Dusty Plasma, the radiator we're currently using, has a combat vulnerability when deployed of low, not very low. So that means that these get destroyed quite easily. So we need to make sure that if we get rid of the heatsink, not really that feasible at this point. The repair bay is actually also really, really important. So I don't want it on my combat ships. But let's take, say, a J-class outer system colony ship. We don't need 2 like fusion platform kits. I think we can easily do something like that. Doesn't slow the fleet down. It helps us out. Just seems like a really, really easy way of getting the flag bridge on. So let's make the J block free, sure. Save. Ship construction. J block free. And let's build one, and then that should reduce our entire fleet mission control by 20% just by having it. Yeah, that seems like a very good idea to me. Something I honestly didn't really think about because I'm just not used to having flag bridges as an option. And I feel like it wants you to put it on like your biggest ship and stuff, but the issue with that is on those big ships, for our fleet, every utility slot matters. I think once we get Titans and you have like 7 utility slots, you can afford to like replace something like component armoring with a flag bridge. While we're only having 4, utility slots, we have to be so careful about what we put in them. That honestly, I can't really remove anything. So I think we'll do that. And other than that, we could try and make a move for Jupiter now, but I want to wait. I want more than 32 ships. We obviously want the Alpha 169 to show up. Alpha 169 is still on the way. Also, I saw this when I was moving around. Victor 939 here. If you look here, that looks like it's going directly through the sun. Now, I don't think it actually is. I think it's like just brushing the surface of it. Either way, that does not look safe for Victor 939 here. It's done a flight all the way from Amma over there. It's trying to get to Mars, and it's doing this like insane orbits. It's crazy. I'm interested to see what will happen to this fleet. But yeah. Anyway, let's play the game and let's get some time going. Let's continue building up our super fleet. If our fleet's big enough, we can't be stopped. Okay, so Alpha 144 is ready for operations. Now, we did basically lose a ship here. If we want to kind of transfer back anywhere, it's going to take like years and years and stuff. We wanted to get to L2. Yeah, like 65 weeks. Let's not do that. Instead, find the ship that's got destroyed. It's the Euler. Okay. Flip fleet. Euler. We will say goodbye to the Euler. Battle. Okay, so Alpha 144. Now, what do we do with Alpha 144? We could return, but there are some little surveillance ships around here. It might be kind of nice to get rid of. But yeah, let's attack these little surveillance ships. I actually have an alien titan. I've never seen an alien titan before. Advanced alien heavy mag cannon. From the new alien ship classes. Wow, look at this thing. That's pretty cool. Engage. Yep, it's not going to let us fight it, obviously. Why is it? Please. Okay, we'll continue chasing it though. Now, I am curious. Sure, they're going to evade, but if we add an exofighter, can they actually evade? Because these have like fast speed and stuff. No. Okay, so they do seem to be... Alright, let's just try one more then. Because you never quite know. This worked earlier, it does still work. Okay, come on, let's crush this little fleet here. Ah, no. It's because they have a much higher acceleration, 24 millig's, that we just can't really catch. Later on when we have good engines, this will never be a problem. It's just at this stage of the game, it's always tricky. So we have a few options here. One of the things we can try and do is split the fleet up into two. I think that's what we can do. I mean, the fleet is big enough to be able to get away with that. So let's do like that, split it into two. And then we'll chase Victor 19 with both, and then that should be able to catch it. I mean, we're not so overwhelming now. Yeah. But we should be fine. Okay. Do high wall. Confirm. Yeah, especially if they're going to do a formation like this. That's the Cobalt Fury, their Titan. Everyone target the Titan, lock on. Yep. So it seems to be mostly like mag cannons and stuff, which, as you can see, with our amounts of point defense and stuff, is not going to make it. Even the denser variants on its own, obviously. Yep, and it's running away. And the lasers. Yeah, it feels like that we just kind of need the lasers to finish these ships off. But let's stop shooting it. Let's start shooting these frigates. Let the lasers finish it off. Do a nice little spread to all their ships. Here we go. Yep, and a nice crushing victory here. That ship is trying to escape. That ship is definitely going to escape. Nope. Okay, good. Fantastic. Very, very nice. That was satisfying, to be honest. And that's the kind of things we want every battle with the plasma fleet. It's nice that the point defense is having a use other than point defense at this stage. There we go. We didn't even lose any ships as well. I mean, that one has a damaged gun, but because we're at Earth, we can repair it, so... as long as we don't get a damaged engine, a ship is more or less fine. Okay, and there's this single ship here also doing surveillance, so let's try and get that one as well. It's not going to let us. So let's do the both fleets. So Alpha 144, Victor 1041, Alpha 185, Victor 1041. Engage, it runs away, but it might not be because we didn't come from the same spot. Yeah, it's going to be able to escape from both of us. Okay, so they've both returned to operations, so let's do a rush once again. 1041. You, please go to 1041. And we'll just try and catch it and crush it. Engage. No, they're slightly out of sync. Okay. Please go to Alpha 144. Now, both fleets, let's try again. Some of this is just kind of testing. I'm actually curious if this should work based on what I understand about the game. At least it would have worked in previous versions. If two fleets hit an enemy fleet at the same time, because the enemy fleet will kind of be in like the stage of after battle where you're kind of in combat operations, it can't escape from the second fleet. It's a very like kind of exploity little technique, and it might not work anymore. Because yet 0 seconds pass basically. And then no. Our fleets have different speed because of the damage we took. 7.8. 7.5. Oh yeah, they do. Interesting. Why is this fleet slightly slower? Is it? Oh, it's because this fleet has all the 2Bs. 2Bs are slightly slower than 2As. Okay. Well, you know what then? Alpha 144. You've had your fun messing around. Oh look, there's a servant fleet all the way out here. 4 ships. Right, Alpha 1, 5. So let's split. Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Merge you with Alpha 144, which is the other fleet. This is most of the fleet. Let's send this lot after these servants. And it can't escape, according to the game. Alpha 8-6, you chase this servant fleet.
Surveillance complete.
It might think it has a chance against this few ships. Because remember, the thing is with the plasma is we have terrible combat score. Nope. Okay then. Split. Ace. I think we'll be fine with 3. We're getting a little bit low than what I would like. But this should work. Because these 2 fleets should have the same speed. And the thing is with this is eventually you can... No, okay, it's not working anymore. Eventually what you can do is kind of like waste all of their Delta V. Now let's try something else then. Let's launch exofighters at this. If it's going to be just sitting here, what if we tried to do that? I mean, these exofighters are really bad. 2.1 Gs. Okay, cancel fighter launch. The issue is, I think when we send the exofighters, even though the fighters are quick and can catch it, it goes off the slowest ship. I don't want to chase it with anything else. Okay, let's just fight the servants then. Because the servants, there's no redeeming qualities to keeping them alive. We might as well just take them all out. We probably could have done Great Wall. That doesn't really matter. Here's our beautiful fleet. Here's the giant servant dreadnought, Kronos. Looks very evil, to be honest. So we should crush it. Let's speed up. Yeah, and they're trying to build more here. So this is like one of their little shipyards. But the things with the AI, because we take all the goods points, is they really struggle to have like a lot of ships because they don't have the resources for it. I think we've somehow hit the engine of the Kronos. Yep. Oh, when the lasers hit, that's kind of beautiful. We don't need to press anything. All the plasma, firing little green coil guns and stuff. But it won't be enough. Takes a little bit of time to destroy these, but there we go. We actually got a bit of volatiles for that, which is nice. What about a ship's worth of volatiles? Destroy the hab. let's return then to L2. Let's just return everyone to L2. We're not going to be able to kill that little scout ship, unfortunately. Unless you want to commit too few ships, and I don't really want to risk that. Usually, unless you have quicker ships, the only real way you can force those fights is if the aliens let you. Wow, this is a very odd way of getting to L2. Okay, everyone to L2 shipyard, please. Let's all merge up. To Alpha 185, which is currently repairing and resupplying. Very, very nice. Okay. In terms of ship construction, how are we doing? India has declared war on Belgium. Very nice. And we have the J block free. I might build another J block free. No, we'll be fine. Let's build more Q classes for our big fleet.
The LZ is secure.
Okay, the alien base has been destroyed yet again in Switzerland. Let's resupply. Yeah, that ship that took damage is all repaired. So we only lost one ship and all that, which is nice. An alien bombardment on Mercury yet again. Yeah, a single battle cruiser. How close are we with this shipyard? This is the shipyard where I accidentally built fusion because I wasn't really thinking. We're actually very close. We'll just build a little Mercury defense fleet to stop this. Which is frustrating that we have to have one. But it is what it is. Hopefully if we start to really launch a big attack of Jupiter. Tolkien Crater is just finished. Yeah, so Tolkien Crater is all built up. Now shooting at Tolkien Crater. Tolkien Crater actually has defenses, but I think last time they probably won't work. Come on, Tolkien Crater, you got this. You can win. The aliens don't have a chance. Nope. Yeah, it looks like we are still physically incapable of actually doing any damage. A bit of a chance, though. Our other sites, though, appear to be able to defend themselves. Okay, so let's go back to Earth. Sydney needs to hide. Go to Taiwan, please, Sydney.
At your service.
At
your service.
Tutu is more or less has become an investigate counselor, so yeah. Advise America.
Offering counsel. Acknowledged.
Daframal. Let's keep hunting sites. Okay, we did actually find this alien. It's Alpha 34 again, so we're not actually interested in that one. It's a shame.
We're going in.
Okay, alien base.
Ready for orders.
Leah defend.
What's the ob?
Help. What should we do with these two then? The thing is with these two,
Hit it there now.
is that we're really still struggling to find any aliens. Let's do more surveils in Beijing, because that's where the last time we saw them doing missions. Let's see if we can find anything. And we'll return to Mercury.
Hunkering down.
Yeah, it doesn't look like we can actually fight back.
Initiating
I think if we have phasers, we might be able to. So I think that should definitely be a research priority of ours. As always, research is it's just what we need. You just need more research. So it's always with Terra Invicta, it's like once we have the research, we will be fine. It's never like you're never quite satisfied until you have every single tech in the game. Like once we have the climate change research, we'll fix Earth. Once we have the plasma, once we have the phasers, we'll fix the invasions. Okay, 169 has arrived. Okay, management research. Let's continue on permanent peace then. The final story mission. It's actually really important that we get that. Yes, because I think the servants, or the aliens, are starting to view Mercury as theirs for some reason. The Alpha 185. The Wall of Death is getting up there. Let's give it a name. Okay, Wall of Death. Up to 39 combat ships. Which is a lot of combat ships. I think honestly, once we've done with these, we should get going to Jupiter. Okay, Mercury shipyards built. Ship construction. Mercury. Yeah, so a Q class. And we'll just queue in 3 2Bs. Even though we don't have the resources, let's just get them building. 94 days. 85. Why don't we cancel this one here to give us resources for these ones? Yep, and then hopefully, then in 85 days, this seems to be the longest, this Q class here, once that's built, we'll send off the Wall of Death to Jupiter. Because it should be an absolutely huge armada that should be enough. Okay, and this is something I found out in the last episode as well. I actually completely forgot about this at the beginning of here as well. We've actually been at war with the United Malay Nation all last episode because somehow, when we finished conquering China, they joined the war, and I don't know how. It's part of the old war. If we look at global wars, here we go. This is kind of in the way, but as you can see here, North America, this is North America and Europe versus United Malay, and it's the war we declared against China. Somehow both America and Europe have been at war with Malay all this time. So yeah, we actually really don't want that, so please end the war. So Tolkien Crater has been destroyed.
By the numbers.
What we will do then on Mercury, Socrates base, yep, that's the other one we just quickly built. What we will do then on Mercury is we'll build a few troop transport ships as well, just to make sure that we can be safe there. Alien facility detected in Berlin, yep.
Recon complete.
Right, Tang Yuan. I believe that's the same one they started shooting last time where they got destroyed. Let's hope the same thing happens again. Nope, does not look like it. It's ridiculous that a single ship can do this much damage. This needs to be sorted out. Okay, faster ship build speed, because it is something we're actually really struggling with right now. Okay, and one of our Fusion Reactor 2's researches is over. Big, nice thing. Research. We're kind of at the stage where I don't think there's anything here that really jumps out at me. You can just continue on a few of the other reactors. I would love to start getting these engines unlocked. Do the hybrid armor. Okay, the 2 engines literally just unlocked. So the 2 techs we just queued, let's cancel both of them. Let's start on these. 9.2, 14.6, 10.7, 13.4. This is a lot higher stats. Like, we're kind of going from 8s to 9s and 10s here. That is a massive increase. So remember, it's kind of an exponential scale. So the higher it kind of goes, the exhaust velocity here of like 600 kps. Our old engines, if we looked at it, ship designer, these ones that we've been using here, 276 with an 8.1. So that's, what, double the exhaust velocity? Which means that instead of like 160 kps, we'll be getting 300 kps, right? These ships here, we have 106, we'll be getting about 300 kps. All of a sudden, that gives us way more speed when moving around. We might end up losing all of Mercury here. If our bases can't functionally fight back against a single ship. But then because we have this shipyard, we'll just rebuild. The shipyard doesn't actually have a nano factory. Let's cancel that. Let's build a troop carrier here. Yeah, these 3 ships are all actively in construction. Once those 3 are all built, they'll basically stay in Mercury. It's annoying. I wish we had those ships for the Wall of Death, because I think every additional ship will be very helpful, but you kind of have to do what you have to do sometimes. But if losing Mercury means gaining Io, I will take that any day of the week. Jupiter is by far a bigger prize. I mean, Jupiter basically has enough resources to set you for the entire game. There's a weird bug going on here. I assume you can see it, but there's like inside of the countries, there's the countries, and it's making the Earth kind of laggy. Well, kind of assumed it would fix itself, but it doesn't seem to be. Oh well, Sydney, get back to advising. 1.6 in America. China's not doing great.
What's the op?
U2 has been discovered by the servants, so you need to hide, please.
Evading pursuit. What's the op?
Okay. Let's kill off this guy, because I wanted to. Yeah, he's pretty high quality. And then other than Xupang, that will be kind of the end of the really high quality initiative. Now, I don't really want to hurt AI factions that aren't the servants too much, because even if they all hate me and they're plotting against me, they're also all enemies of the aliens still. And the aliens are always the real threat. The true threat, you know? They have finished taking Germany. There are still points for the aliens to grab in these countries. So being a bit laggy. It's sent Daframal there. That's supposed to be him. Daframal.
Ready for my mission.
Please defend
Making
interests.
things safe for our people.
Do it in America.
Securing our
Keep
interests.
America safe, just in case. Anyone doesn't seem to be just getting destroyed that fast. I'm always curious with this because the way it would always work is that even if you didn't do anything on your first shot, it doesn't look, although it doesn't look like you've anything, you've actually been like damaging their armor and stuff. But there's no real way here to see if that armor's damaged. Yeah, the trip from Earth to Mercury is a very long one. But once we have better engines, for example, with these, that trip will get a hell of a lot shorter because we'll be so much faster at moving in space, because the more KPS is basically the more speed you have as well. Because it will take about 100 days just to get to Mercury in the first place. So we might as well just build a fleet here. Okay, initiative councillor down. So the last like really dangerous councillor the initiative have is Zhupang. And the thing is, it takes the AI pretty much the entire game to build up these councillors. So often once you do kind of one nice purge, that's it. It's continuing bombarding it. Yeah, it has no defences left. Let's see if some of the others are actually able to defend themselves. For Kiev, come on, so one of you should be able to defend yourselves. I don't know how we managed to defend ourselves last time, but now that we can't. Maybe it's just the nature of the ship doing the attack. Yeah, it looks like we're going to have to lose all these Mercury bases to a single ship, which is just frustrating. I mean, the thing is, Mercury is mainly giving us metals and stuff, which we have loads of. It does have some volatiles. It's fine. It would be a bit like when we lost Mars at the beginning of the game. We'll kind of lose it all and then have to then just rebuild the whole thing. Yeah. I mean, at this point, if it's going to be this bad, there's more or less no point in having layered defense arrays on our bases. I'm still going to do it because I think they'll fix it at some point, and it's just a good mentality to go with. Yeah, they've cleared the entire north. And look at this. Ships for Mars as well. Okay, let's send these support ships to the Wall of Death. I think we're going to have to delay, and we're going to need to make sure we actually have fleets at all of our places. Because the AI are not going to let us just exist. You guys make it for the Wall of Death. Let's go to the actual Wall of Death then. Let's split off. Let's just do some 2As. So maybe 4 ships? And that was a reasonably large fleet going to Mars. 1, 2, 3, 6 ships. Let's do that. Yeah, let's be 6 2As from the Wall of Death. I mean, that does weaken our wall quite a lot. Let's send them all to Mars. Especially as we're in a nice launch window here, the trip won't be as long as it could be. Basically as quick as possible. Yep. Because losing Mars is actually a much bigger problem. This will be the Mars defense fleet. Where are you going yet? They're all going to Wall of Death. So as we're getting more and more fleets, it's time to start naming our fleets. We'll have a Mars defense fleet and we'll have a Mercury defense fleet. That should hopefully keep us safe. I mean, it's kind of cool that they're actually attacking us and using their resources properly. It would just be nice if our bases could actually defend themselves.
Standing by.
Okay, Daframal. Let's keep destroying these
Gear up.
places down here. Mauricia, keep Daframal safe.
Ready to go.
Actually, no, that should be Leah. Keep Daframal safe.
I'll keep them safe.
I'm here.
Our slot, let's just keep
Ready.
surveilling, see if we can actually find
Initiating
someone.
Surveillance. Ready.
Okay, any orgs that we care about? Topaz extraction, that's the 4% for one. Oh, and you have a spot. Yep, 4% mining. Give me that one, please. Confirm. And the Wall of Death. Adventure of Rupes. Are you also incapable of hurting the servant fleet? Yeah, it does look like it. Okay. And we're still waiting for all that to be built. Because I think it's important for our ships, let's get a Q class at Mars as well to join up with the fleet that's incoming.
Support.
On guard.
Initiating recon.
Other than that, how are we looking then for ship construction? We have these 4 ships. We have, how many more coming? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more Q classes, and then the ship which will have the flag bridge on it. In terms of combat ships, we have currently 5 support ships. So that's 35 combat ships currently. That should be enough combat ships,
Offering assistance.
I think, to make a push for IO. I think we should do it. I think it's time after this to send the Wall of Death out. Hopefully phases will do better. I might actually rush administration algorithms so we can rush all the text to get phases. I think that makes sense. Yeah, see our bonus from HAB modules here has gone down to 40%. This is one of the big impacts, as Mercury had most of our bonuses from HAB modules. We now don't have enough information science in all of our places. Remember, Mars is mainly just flat research, and it was more Mercury that was doing all that, so it's kind of a big blow to our research.
Target destroyed.
I am going to do this though, just to slow down their destruction. Okay, and here we go. This has finally started. The alien administration has been found yet again through human leaders. So, alien administration is back. It's like it never went anywhere. And this is fine because it's in Germany. So what that means is that we just get Germany for free in the European Union once we conquer it. So let's rival alien administration with all of our nations. And of course, the thing is with this version of the alien administration, where the ones formed by alien armies are very dangerous, this one is not very dangerous. Because what the servants will do is now they'll like add in a bunch of African countries and stuff. Maybe other European countries. Let's see, I'd love if they could add in all of these European countries that they've taken. So we can just grab all of them in one for the European Union. They have alien armies here, right? So these are alien armies. They're human armies, but in alien skin. Which we'll need to wipe out. But they don't have any actual alien armies. Which means that they're not really much of a threat compared to our huge nations and all of their armies. Some do a bit of military in Europe. There's no real reason not to. Environment score is actually going up really fast in Europe, up to 2. Yeah, it's going up quite fast. Now, of course, it's going to start doing this again, where it's going to kind of get all the stuff together. Now, have you allied Switzerland? You have not allied Switzerland, so you haven't allied nuclear power yet.
What's the up?
Let's set a national policy then. So,
On my way to the capital.
let's immediately declare war on the aliens. And if there's going to be that kind of landing penalty problems, let's bring all of Pan-Asia to Amsterdam, because that is part of the EU. And let's bring all the American armies to Denmark. And we'll essentially just pincer attack Germany and add it directly into our European Union nation. Be nice. Although we are still struggling for cab.
I will help them.
What's the op?
Sydney advise.
Acknowledged.
Let's hunt the structure in Istanbul because the EU doesn't actually have a claim on it yet.
Heading to the LZ. Ready for orders.
So yep,
Where do you need me?
do that.
Standing by.
Help. No, we haven't found anyone, just baby councillors. I mean, there's this pretty high quality councillor. Could take her out, actually. She's martyr, though. That's fine. Let's do advice to America, or let's just keep surveilling.
Sitting.
I'm just not getting very much luck with discovering. And then, yeah, 2-2, you advise America.
Lending my expertise.
Offering support.
And it's time for war again.
Defending the VIP.
And this is one of the nice ways of uniting Earth, because this actually just helps us,
Offering
basically.
support.
Most of them are just doing reduce unrest because the German people are not very happy that their entire 10 democracy has just been replaced with the alien administration. And yeah, now of course they'll be doing oppression, unity, military, space defenses. The aliens don't change their points. They have like a base set of points that they put stuff into. But yeah, let's try and get the phaser defense so that we don't lose all of our little bases, because it is very annoying. And we're kind of having to do what a lot of players do, and this is why, is they will always have a fleet at all their bases, but I prefer to have layered defense arrays, and then that gives me more freedom with my fleet. And also I find that you can never truly like save all your little asteroid bases and stuff that way, but we're going to need a fleet at all these places anyway. They're going straight for the Martian shipyards, which is interesting. The last surviving Martian shipyards. Accept. We can't win that though, we'll just press auto-resolve, yep. Are they actually going to destroy? Nope, doesn't look like it. Well, let's declare war on the alien administration. They have not allied nuclear-armed Switzerland, so we'll join the war, join the war. Okay. We are at war. So now it's time to conquer Germany. We'll just need to get the armies over. But most of the American armies have arrived. Army moving towards Amsterdam.
Score one for the good guys.
That where they want the big battle to take place. In a place where I will have a defensive... Oh, they've got there first. That's annoying. No, they've only sent a single army to Amsterdam. Well, even with a landing penalty, we'll crush them. It doesn't really matter. So yeah, let's send the American army down, and we have to take it all province by province. Designer life forms. That is actually really good. I really wanted that one. So thank you, AI. And we don't even need to use the European armies. The European armies are quite a bit weaker. Yep, so we still have the region, so it's not we don't suffer a landing penalty. I was hoping that would be the case. This is going to hurt because we're... Okay, so Europe will actually be gaining extra armies because of this, because every region we conquer will give us an extra army. Europe 5. Bring the Americans. We'll bring the European armies in as well, why not? That way, and let's just bring all the Pan-Asian armies down to this region. And this new Europe 5, just go home. Just heal up. And there we go. That is just free land given to us. Again, we're still kind of over our cap, so it's a little bit awkward. The nice thing about this Germany stuff is it has higher GDP, it has lower inequality, so every province we take also improves our stats as well. Which is really, really nice. Sydney advise America then.
I'm here. Where do you need me?
They want an alliance? Okay. Let's Now that we've done that as well. Now these structures in alien land obviously really hard to take out, so let's not even bother. Focus the African ones.
Ready to go.
Ready for my mission.
Acknowledged. Eyes up.
Acknowledged.
Ready to go.
U2 advise America. Mauricia has been discovered by apparently everyone.
Awaiting pursuit.
He was in the same region as Tutu, and Tutu doesn't think she's been discovered. I'm not going to trust Tutu on that. I'm going to hide her anyway. Confirm. Okay, and we are getting a fleet. There's an L2 ship in 3 days, and I think from that we will go to Io. Honestly, let's just do more ship build speed. Still really, really important. Yeah, losing Mercury is pain, but it doesn't really matter. You could argue I should have left a fleet there, but I mean, I definitely should have, but it doesn't matter too much. Get all the ships to the Wall of Death. Because it is almost time to move.
Initiating recon.
Hunkering down.
Going off the grid.
Once again, we're going to have a lot of European armies. Join the Wall of Death. Now that should be the last ship, yeah? Yep, that's the last ship. I mean, we still want more, so let's do a Q class and then a bunch of 2Bs. This will be kind of a fleet that can keep Earth safe, even after the Wall of Death leaves. So let's resupply. Probably going to have to resupply again, yep. Okay, and now we have Europe 6. This army has just switched sides mid-battle. It's kind of interesting. This army, though, it's in its capital, so it's not going to switch sides, so that one will be going down. And then we'll just take Berlin. Very nice. So more bonuses to Europe. Europe's GDP goes up, its inequality goes down. Okay, Mars Defense Fleet has actually arrived at Mars. Me just fumbling the controls, don't mind that. Mars Defense Fleet. Press the Go To button and we are here. That ship destroyed our little shipyards, I believe. Oh no, the fleet that destroyed our shipyards actually ran away. Okay. Is there any sites on Mars that we don't have that I particularly care about? Because it has had a bit of a clean out. I think there were a few actually. Especially now that we've lost some Mercury sites. We could build a few more on Mars, namely some of these higher volatile ones. Valles Marinas isn't so bad, I think. But yeah, Humanity First seems to have been cleared out, more or less. Let's do this one as well. 4.8, 24, it's not bad. This one has 30 metals as well, with 23 volatiles. Let's do that. That's not very good. Yeah, I think that's that for Mars. Yeah, let's just do those ones. Just a few extras that are all right. I mean, what I'm looking at when I'm looking at these is like reasonable volatiles. And if it has that, does it have anything else? I mean, Ionia Terra has a lot of water. And we are a little bit low on water. So I think we should do Ionia Terra as well, actually. It's like, if it has okay volatiles, does it have anything else going for it? This one has okay volatiles, but really has nothing else going for it. I'm just not that interested in those. So yeah, these new bases as well. Here too. Do we need the free fusion, the farm, double layered defense rays, even though that's probably pointless. I want a nano factory in all of them. Settlement mining complex. So a few of the ones that we were missing, I noticed. Information science, we're definitely missing. Yeah, let's build an administration tower. Of course, we need one of those. I feel like we're still missing life science. I mean, we definitely will be after that. And energy, well, space science is really important as well. So let's get that. So yeah, these new Martian bases should hopefully help balance out our research and stuff. And yeah, I'll just build the rest of them off camera and I'll see you in a moment. Oh, I've run into the issue where I've run out of volatiles to keep building the bases. So we'll have to let time pass. Meanwhile, we'll wait till the next agent phase and I'll finish off building the bases. Meanwhile, an alien army in Berlin is gone. Low Earth orbit cleanup, so we can do that, gain a public boost around the world for 5k and 50. We are a little bit low on money, actually. Let's not do that. Let's instead, on Earth, very quickly, let's try and found a platform in low Earth orbit. And then hopefully once that's built, we can sell stuff. Now we could try and build stuff in Earth orbit, and we have been able to for quite a while. The issue is because I'm getting the Wall of Death here, which I'm going to send off right now to Jupiter, it's just the aliens will always just take that little opportunity to clear out low Earth. They never stop at an opportunity. But I think hopefully after this, you should be able to spare the resources to keep a fleet at Earth permanently. And at that point, we will do a low Earth defense fleet, which should hopefully keep Earth safe at all times. But the Wall of Death, 109 mission control, 38k. I think it's a lot more powerful than that. It's a massive fleet, almost 50 ships, and about 40 combat ships. Much bigger than anything else we've had before. Hopefully, this can survive whatever the aliens throw at it on our trip to Io. Do we want Delta V when we arrive? Let's do... That is 22 weeks to 26, but let's do... That's a reasonable amount extra Delta V for a tiny... Like 24th to 28th, so let's do that. The 28th January, so more or less at the beginning of the next year, which we're almost there anyway, we will arrive in Io with the Wall of Death. And we should hopefully be able to start building up bases on Io of all these incredible volatile sites. Bases in orbit. And once we have all these 9 Io sites, we can then use that as a foothold to conquer the rest of Jupiter as well. So let's go. Wall of Death is off to Io. Mars Defense Fleet is just kind of stuck in Mars. Alien administration has fallen. The United States of North America has captured it. The end of the alien administration yet again. Are we in any wars still? Nope. So there we go. End of the alien administration. We are way over cap. I don't like it. Maybe we should have left it around, but it's always dangerous to leave it just lying around, I find. Let's just send all the armies that we have home. And continue. Okay. Yeah, we are so over the cap. I mean, we just have these 3 countries, and we're doing what we can to reduce their economies by just not investing in it. We are quite dangerously over, though. But it's not worth it to like try and abandon Europe. I mean, it will just be a complete mess. Maybe it would have been worth not taking, just to keep ourselves safe. It's a bit of a risk doing it like this. But we'll give it a try. We're about to have administration algorithms. I think once Maybe actually let's do this for a little bit. Let's fully rush administration algorithms. And then hopefully rush transnational management. It might keep us safe for a little bit. Because yeah, that will be done very quickly if we put 100% of our research into it. That should help, I think. Okay, the Protectorate are not going to be happy with us trying to sell stuff. Slightly annoying. But it's the kind of thing I assumed would happen. We can add exofighters to stop them. What we can do then is this is another little trick. It's like the shotgun platform strategy. Is we kind of build a whole bunch. They only need 30 days, so if they can destroy them all in 30 days, then we can't sell. But if they can't, we can sell. Now I'm going to get finishing these Mars bases as well. Okay, Mars complete. Let's see if the Protectorate can destroy all the low Earth stations in time. The Wall of Death is off to low IO orbit. I'm curious to as our strategy to get there. And the alien fleet have actually left Mercury as well, so we could just quickly rebuild Mercury. Especially as this ship should be constructed reasonably soon. Yes, it's about to be complete. Okay, 153 days to get back to Mercury. That's fine. The boost cost is kind of annoying, but we have the boost to spare. So I'm just going to found all the settlements directly from Earth right now. And I'm also going to make them as well. Okay, built as much as I can on Mercury. We need to wait for more volatiles. Let's continue. The Great Wall is off. And hopefully the Great Wall should be able to crush whatever it can see on Io. Should be about 4 more months, and I think we will end the episode there. We're going to rebuild Mercury, so we lose nothing. It's just time and resources. A few new bases on Mars, and we're going to try and commit to having a Mars fleet, a Mercury fleet, and an Earth fleet, just to stop little ships being irritating. Now Mercury, the aliens do have some scary fleets. They do have this one here, which is all very damaged for some reason. But where are their actual scary fleets? So we know what we're looking for next episode. So fleets list, we go aliens, go strength. We have a 84 size alien fleet in Callisto orbit. That's very scary. We have a 68 size ship in Lois. These are kind of in asteroids and stuff. This one's in Enki, so it's miles away. All of these can reach me. We'll see how we do against this fleet. This fleet might be quite testing for us. It does have the mothership in it. That's why it has so much strength. Okay. The mothership is a terrifying, terrifying ship. I mean, look at this fleet. It's huge. We'll see how we do. A lot of it are the tiny ships. We might be okay, you know, even against that. And that's the big test of the Wall of Death. Can it handle a ginormous fleet like that? If it can't, well then we're going to have to spend another whole bunch of turns kind of trying to rebuild a new fleet again. But if it can, we're in really, really good hands. And yeah, we're building up all these new bases. It'll help keep ourselves strong and useful in space. But thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.